Thank you for joining this week workshop. Okay, as we had information that been disseminated to you all. Okay, this week we shall have workshop on qualitative methodology. Okay, with the method, and also some explanation and some uh, uh, elaboration on Atlas.ti software, which going to be used as tools, analysis tools for the qualitative. Okay, as 2 weeks ago we went through SPSS. Okay, so SPSS basically for the quantitative. Okay, and then for qualitative, usually they will go into use Atlas.ti for the data analysis. All right, and also joining us today is some of the FYP2 groups. Okay, that already have their data. So hopefully this session also going to be to give you benefits and help you in analyzing and finding the conclusion for your studies as well. All right, Dr. Gary, you may proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so for today, I will explain to you basic qualitative methodology and how to use Atlas.ti version 9. Or maybe you will have version 8. Okay, but there's no there is a lot of similar between version 8 and version 9. Or maybe you have Atlas.ti version 7. It's okay. Okay, they have some share the basic analytical tools. Okay, that's okay. All right. Actually, what is qualitative approach? What is qualitative? Actually, what is qualitative? When you said you apply qualitative approach, you must to know what type of the data, why we choose qualitative instead of quantitative, why we choose mixed method instead of we focus on qualitative or maybe in quantitative. Okay, qualitative approach is try to analyze the subjective data. For example, interview transcript, photographic, audio and audio. For example, you want to study about Mona Lisa portrait. Okay, Mona Lisa. So you want to describe or you want to understand the technical. Maybe this is Mona Lisa. So you want to analyze her hairs or maybe the style or the color of the portrait. Okay, or maybe you want to study about historical part. For example, historical manuscript. For example, you want to study about dynasty Ming in China. So you must to refer to the original manuscript to understand what happened in that particular times or particular era. Or maybe you want to study about a song. Okay, maybe you want to study about Smile Like Teen Spirit song, for example. Smile Like Teen Spirit. Do you know Smile Like Teen Spirit? Okay, a song written by Nirvana. Okay, you want to study about the linguistic of the song. That's why you conduct qualitative approach, because you want to study the subjective data, not the objective data. We use the numerical analysis. Maybe you want to study about the impact of particular variable. We use the numerical. For example, why GST is better than SST, for example. Why currency exchange impact our GDP. That's why you choose quantitative. But quantitative for subjective data, you interview, maybe some of you have completed your interview, your transcript the data. Okay. Subjective data interpretation is to define an incident or phenomenon. For example, last night, last night, Manchester United draw with Watford, right? So you want to study to define why Manchester United draw with Watford. That's why you want to study. Maybe you want to study about player perception, or maybe from the perspective of the fans, the audience. Okay, all right. To identify initial code, what is code into critical segments and create category and subcategory to relate the code as according to specific themes. Okay, when you do a qualitative approach, you must to understand the code. The code is what the maybe indirectly meaning of the statements. So for example, I love to play football at night. Okay, maybe your code is hobby. All right. But another example is, hey, please put down your pencil after complete your exam. Okay, said the invigilator. All right. It's meaning that the invigilator is angry. So you try to indirectly translate what the definition of the statements. Okay. In qualitative, researcher as an instrument. Okay. It totally depends on researcher to collect and to interpret the data. So it depends on you to interpret the data. Okay, for example, you get the portrait of Mona Lisa. Okay, so it depends on you how you to understand the structure of the portrait, or maybe you want to study about the dynasty Ming, for example. So it depends on you how you interpret the data. It totally depends on you as the researchers. Okay, this is basic knowledge of qualitative approach. Okay, we go to triangulation. Okay, what is triangulation? Triangulation is a method that we apply in qualitative to enhance the reliability of reliability of your data, or maybe for your research. We can use data triangulation. Normally, in triangulation technique, we apply this technique. Okay, we apply this technique, data triangulation, because you interview the group of participants. Okay, for example, you want to study about PRN election, state election in Johor right now. All right, so you want to study about the what happened in PRN or state election in Johor. That's why you will interview maybe voters, or maybe you will interview you interview the candidates. Okay, all right, candidates, or maybe their followers, so you can gain variety of information. That's why if you want to study about this phenomenon, PRN, state election in Johor, that's why you can get the data from 3 or maybe a more perspective, not focus only on the voters. You can interview the candidates and also their followers. All right. Or maybe research triangulation. Okay. Imagine in a research you have three researchers, 1, 2, and 3, and then this these researchers, okay, you compare with these three researchers. We call it as researcher triangulation to analysis the data, to gain the result of your studies. Okay, what is theory triangulation? You apply the other several theory in your research. For example, in your research, you apply theory of self-determination theory, SDT. At the same time, you apply identity theory, or maybe you want to apply another theory. We call it as, or maybe self-motivation theory, for example. All right. We also have method triangulation. Okay, maybe you use quantitative, but at the same time, you apply quantitative in your research. We call it as mixed method. It is basic knowledge for triangulation in qualitative. Okay, why triangulation? Because wider interpretation from various aspects, as I said just now. Okay, you can from variety of respondent or informants, maybe from for example state election in Johor, voters, or maybe candidates. Okay, and maybe another is their followers. Okay, you will understand what happened in Johor. Okay, maybe I'm not the respondent of this study because I registered for election in Negeri Sembilan. Thus, I not become the voters. Or maybe you add another aspect, maybe outside person. Okay, outside person like me. Okay, I'm not the voters, I'm not the candidate, and I'm not the followers, but I live in Johor. Alright, you also can interview me as the informant or respondent or participant in your study. Maybe another aspect you need to triangulation because the complex field of study. Okay, maybe your study is too complex, that's why you must to get the variety of information. Okay, qualitative approach. We go to several qualitative approaches. All right. The first is ethnography. Okay, from the word of ethnic, to study about social phenomenon. For example, Chinese tradition. Okay, maybe their style of living. Okay, maybe their food, maybe their clothes and dress, or maybe their Chinese a particular worship. Okay, maybe. And then for another example is maybe skinhead culture, or maybe you want to study about their dressing code. We call it as skinhead culture. For example, we will use ethnography approaches. Okay, grounded theory. Okay, the aim of this approach is to create or to develop your theory, or maybe after this you apply grounded theory in your research. Okay, maybe Afwan use this theory, maybe Afwan will produce Afwan Hakim theory. For example, theory in logistic, for example. All right, this is for me grounded theory is the most complex, maybe the most technique that apply in qualitative, because instead of ethnography, phenomenology, case study, and narrative, grounded theory is applied in many research. Okay, phenomenology. interpret experience from participant perspective. Okay, if we get the data, we got as grounded theory, but for phenomenology, okay, interpretation, you interpret experience from participant perspective. Okay, if you look at the current research that apply phenomenology, you can see that most of the study that apply this approach focus on the sociology. Okay, for example, or not sociology only, for psychology. For example, phenomenology in to study about the feeling of COVID-19 survival. Okay, maybe you want to study their psychological aspect. Okay, we use in medical psychology. All right, so we go to case study. Case study to explain one or several specific cases related to particular phenomenon, individual, program, and unique process. For example, your university produce 100% rate of employability graduates. Okay, this is unique data. That's why I believe I study about your university, how Utah produce 100% rate of employability graduate. This is a case study. So maybe I want to study about their learning process, or maybe I want to study about their lecturer, or maybe in the environments of your university. That's why I apply case study approach. And then the last is narrative. You want to study about narrative is about historical study. Okay, for example, you want to study about halal logistic history in Malaysia, for example. So that's why you study the documentation, paper cutting. So you want to see about the trend, what happened at that time. So we use narrative study. Another example, you want to study about Tun Abdul Razak. Okay, that's why you apply narrative approaches. Is it clear? Hello, is it clear? Clear, all right. Thank you, Yin. All right. All right, okay, we go to type of interview. What is interview? Okay, and normally for undergraduate level, we use this type of interview. Okay, we use interview for collecting our data. Okay, in my PhD level, I also use interview in my research. All right, that's why I quite familiar with the terms in qualitative. Okay, in interview, they have three main structure. The first is unstructured interview. You have one basic question, and then you are freely to ask the informants for additional information. It's quite similar to the semi-structured interview. You maybe have 1, 2, or 3 questions. And okay, for example, I ask you what you understand about cultural different culture in Malaysia. Okay, and then you explain. Oh, we become harmony because in Malaysia, also we even though we have three main races in Malaysia, but we are living in harmony. Okay, and then the interviewer ask another more question to gain additional information. Maybe this question is not prepared before. Okay, you have prepared, but additional information you do not prepare the additional question. That's why you ask them, why you say like that? Okay, because I see a lot of Chinese will eat nasi lemak at the morning, for example. Okay. We see Malay eat roti canai in mamak store every morning. Okay. And maybe Indian eat meat by using chopstick, for example. You see the harmony in Malaysia. All right. This is for your additional information. And the last is structured. Okay, what is structured? Okay, you have prepared the list of questions and then you just follow the question. You will never ask them or ask the respondents for additional information. All right, this is we call it as structured interview. Okay, we go to coding process. What is code or coding? Okay, maybe you have a text code. Okay, we call the first is code to text. Okay, you develop a code and then you look at the text. For example, angry. I hate you, Mr. K. So the code you have prepared the code and then you look at the statement that show any angry quotes or themes. All right, maybe from text to code, I watch a Korean movie every day. We call it as the code is hobby. It depends on your as the researchers as we discussed before in the early session. Okay, uh, 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 the result or the analysis is totally depends on researchers. All right, we call it as coding. All right, basically for qualitative research we apply thematic analysis. I repeat again, thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is pioneered by Brown and Clark 2009 and 2006. The Brown and Clark is the most prominent researchers that produce the technique or the phases of thematic analysis. The first is for the researchers, you must familiarizing yourself with your data. Okay, transcribing data if necessary. Read and reread the data, noting down initial idea. So after you prepare your transcript data, or maybe after you finish your interview session, you transcribe the data and then you read and reread. You read and reread to identify the initial idea, okay, about what the respondent talk about. All right, and then you generate initial codes, coding interest feature in the data in a systematic fashion across the entire data set, collecting data relevant to each code. All right. Maybe after you read and reread, you identify the basic initial codes. So you put it down your codes in your analysis. Maybe you want to study about this phenomenon, the state election. You study about their perceptions. Okay. So you code angry. Okay. The voters are angry. Maybe you want happy with general state election, or maybe they frustrated, okay, with the election. Okay, all right. Maybe the third is searching for theme. From this code, you generate themes that cover this code. For example, angry. Okay, you have angry, frustrated, and so on. That's why you develop a theme. For example, angry, frustrated. Okay, this is code. Okay, and then from angry, frustrated, you develop your theme. Maybe your theme is negative emotion. Your themes, negative emotion. It totally depends on you as the researcher. All right. how you interpret the data. And then the fourth is reviewing teams. Okay, checking if the team work in relation to the code extract level 1 and entire data set. Level 2, generating thematic maps of the analysis. Or maybe one of them said happy, so positive emotion. And then another, you can see maybe another quote, maybe happy and sad. Sad is negative. Okay, maybe happy and enjoy. So it become positive emotion. All right. And then you defining and naming the themes. Okay. Ongoing analysis to define the specific each theme, overall story. Okay. Overall story, you will producing the reports. This is the basic definition or technique in qualitative data. All right. I will show you how to use Atlas.ti for your research. All right. Maybe if you when I show you the theory, I don't understand. This I don't understand what Dr. Khairi said. Okay. That's why I will show you how to do research, how to do your analysis. All right. This is okay. This is no. Okay, this is Atlas.ti interface. All right. Okay. Maybe some of you have this Atlas.ti software. All right. Okay. This is Atlas.ti. You will for normally Atlas.ti, you can understand that Atlas.ti the function of Atlas.ti is only to assist you to do the research. Okay, to do your data analysis. But you also can do the data analysis by using Microsoft Word. It's okay. Manually, you do it manually. It's okay. You can do it manually. Okay. But Atlas.ti is aimed to help the researchers to do analysis, thematic analysis systematically. All right. Okay. All right. So we start with Atlas.ti. Okay. Right. Okay. So I will give you example of my research. All right. Okay. For my current research is to understand current practice or current research of stimulus, organism, and response framework. This is my research statement. I want to study current practice. Or maybe in your research, I want to study about halal logistic, current practice of halal logistic. This is your research statement. Okay, data sources in my research is previous literature. Or maybe in your research is your transcribing data. Okay, so from your interview, this is your data sources. All right. The main objective of this study is to define SOR framework and focus of the study. Okay, maybe you want to your research objective is to define halal logistic, or to define warehouse, or to define supply chain management in Malaysia, for example. All right. So, and then one focus to study about the application of SOR, the application of warehouse in particular company, or maybe you want to study about supply chain management in maybe you want to study about railway in Malaysia, ETS, or maybe STAR, or maybe East Coast HSR. Okay, you want to study about the impact. That's why you go to the field and you study about the definition, or maybe you want to study about the perception. Okay, we back to our uh, our Atlas.ti. All right. Okay, we go to our Atlas.ti. Okay, I give you 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, for before I start to show you how to use Atlas.ti. 2 minutes. Okay, we start now. All right. The first is you must to create new project. Okay, new project. You click create a new project. Okay, the project name may be warehouse management in Malaysia. This is your thesis. All right. So you create. All right. And then you wait. All right. All right. This is the interface of Atlas.ti. All right. Warehouse management in Malaysia. So after you create a project and then you insert your transcript into Atlas.ti. Okay, I don't have your transcript, but okay, for this example, I will show you to add several documents. For example, warehouse management in Malaysia. Okay, in dummy, okay, I add, for example, I add 5 articles, for example. You can imagine this is your transcript data. All right. Okay, we need to wait. All right. So this is the document of your research. Okay. All right. This I studied now about the practice of service quality and customer loyalty. Okay. This is you imagine that this is your transcript data. All right. This is your transcript data. Okay. All right. This is your transcript data. You can see your document here. Okay. For you, you can see your document here. All right. Okay. Right. You can change the size. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. This is your size. All right. Okay. You can look at your transcript data. Maybe you want to maximize their size. Okay. All right. Okay. This is your you can maximize the size here. Okay. Here. All right. Okay. This is the how you to add the data. All right. Okay. And then after that, okay. After that, you must to start to create a code. Okay. All right. This is we call it as you create your own code. Okay. For example, your code in your study. Okay. You click code. Okay. You click code. Here is your click your code. Here. Code. You click here. Code. All right. You click code. Okay. Code. There's no code because you because you do not start the analysis. So this is no code. And then you create a code. For example, you create a code. Maybe your definition of warehouse. This is your code. All right. You create definition of warehouse. And then second, okay, we call it this technique as deductive. Why call it deductive? Because deductive, the approach is you create your initial code before you start to analyze the data. We call it as definition of, we call it as deductive. Okay, deductive. After you read your transcript data, you find another code. Okay, maybe potential code. We call it as inductive. Okay, we create the code before you read the data. We call it as deductive. And after you read your transcript data and you add another new, is we call it as inductive. Okay, inductive. All right. Okay. So I will show you the example. Okay. And then okay, after that, because your research question is to study definition of warehouse. Okay. Current practice. For example, current practice of warehouse in Malaysia. Okay, maybe you want to study about the impact or another code is impact of MCO. Okay, this is your code. All right, and then after that, you can use that code to, okay, you link the code with this. For example, this is your transcript data. All right, transcript data. You read the transcript data. You read. Okay, for example, okay, this statement discuss on definition of warehouse. This statement. So you right click and then you apply code. Okay, you add as definition of warehouse. You click and then you add. All right, this is code for this statement. All right, and then you see that the second paragraph. Okay, the second paragraph also discuss about current definition of warehouse. For example, so you highlight and then you right click. You highlight and then you right click, apply code, and we choose definition of warehouse. All right. Okay. And then the third paragraph, you identify that this statement is related to current practice of warehouse. All right. So you apply code and then you choose current practice of warehouse in Malaysia. So you add. Okay, this is your code. And you go to the fourth paragraph. Oh, you identify this paragraph, or maybe the statement is about impact of MCO on warehouse management in Malaysia. All right. So you apply codes and impact of MCO. All right. So, okay. Maybe you read the fifth, I think the fifth paragraph. You identify, oh, this is new knowledge, okay, or new codes. Okay, maybe you want to discuss about maybe you want to you identify this statement is explained about staff perception. So you you go to your code manager and then free codes, and then you add a new code, staff perfection. Okay, maybe you want to discuss about staff perception. Okay, all right, staff perception. Okay, so you create, right? So you, after you create, you back to your transcribe data, and then you highlight, and then you right click and apply code staff perception. This is your code. All right. Or maybe you go another segment. You see that this different about discuss about maybe staff maybe staff staff attitude. Okay, before this staff perception, and then the second you identify that staff attitude. Okay, so you do not have the codes, so you add a new code, free code, staff maybe staff attitude. All right, so you create, and then you highlight this data. We call it as staff attitude. So you can also drag the codes into this. All right, maybe the color is too I don't have a clear, we call it as clear color. Okay, because they have produced the analysis the same color. You go to code manager, all right, and then you can change the color. You click one code, okay, and then you change color. You go to codes, change color orange, and this maybe brown. Impact of MCO is color pink. Staff attitude maybe red, and then staff perception is color yellow. Okay. Maybe some of you are not clear. Oh, why so hard? Okay, it's okay. All right, it depends on you, because Atlas.ti is only tools that will help you to analysis. And then please, to do a qualitative research, they need your, we need your creativity. It's not totally depends on this workshop. Okay, it depends on your creativity. All right. Okay, so you read the second article. All right. Okay, this is the first transcript data, and then we go to second data. See, second transcript. So this is second transcript. Okay. For second transcript. All right. You identify that this paragraph explain about definition of warehouse. Okay, definition of warehouse. Okay, the definition of warehouse, you have you can drag from here definition of warehouse, and then the second paragraph explain about current paragraph, maybe impact of MCO. So you drag here, and then maybe yes, you identify this paragraph explain about staff attitude. Staff attitude. All right. Okay, and then this paragraph explain about staff perception. For example, staff perception. All right, you have create the coding. All right, and then in this paragraph you identify the impact of MCO. Impact of MCO. Okay, or maybe in this also explain about staff attitude. You can add several quotes for the same statement. All right. Okay. All right. Clear. Okay. This is your code. All right. Okay. Maybe you want to you identify that. Okay. All right. Maybe you go to the next article. All right. Article number 3. Article number 3. Okay. Article number 3. Okay. You read the article number 3. Okay. You see that the first paragraph explain about definition of warehouse. Okay. Definition of warehouse. All right. You highlight and then you go to definition of warehouse. So, okay, you click coding for this statement. And then the second paragraph, you identify this statement is about current practice warehouse of warehouse in Malaysia. Current practice. All right. You also can rename it. You can rename. Okay, current practice. Maybe of current practice. Okay, all right. Okay, current practice. All right. Maybe all right, current practice. Okay, and then you go to this. This explain about staff perception. So you drag into this statement. All right. Okay. Maybe in this statement said about current practice. Okay. So maybe you get a new code. Okay. In this, this is about it's about maybe is about what? Maybe you identify this practice about supply chain management. Okay, supply chain. All right. So you highlight here and you after you add okay, you highlight here and then you add supply chain. All right. And then wait, I need to answer a phone call. Wait a minute. So we go to code manager and then you change the color, right? Blue. All right. Supply chain. All right. So okay. So you read the fourth article. Okay. This is the article. You read the article or maybe your transcript data. Okay. In this paragraph, you identify about definition of warehouse. Okay, definition of warehouse. And then in the second paragraph, you identify maybe supply chain. Suddenly we discuss about supply chain. And then this statement is explained about staff perception. Okay, complete. And then we go to the last article, the last transcribed data, and then you identify, okay, maybe this statement is about tough attitude. Okay, while this statement discuss about the impact of MCO. Okay, this is current practice of warehouse. All right. Okay, this is your analysis. Okay, you have completed the basic code for your analysis. And then, okay, maybe you have identified when you read, okay, for example, your code, you go to current practice. Okay, you double click current practice, they will show you the quotation. Okay, you can read the quotation. Okay, so if you want to read the quotation, okay, you go to current, this is the statement. Okay, you can read the statements, what you highlight just now. All right. So you want to, you identify, this is current practice in Johor. This is current practice in Malacca. Or maybe this is current practice in Perak. All right. So you want to split. Okay. You want to split the definition. So you go to code manager. Okay, current practice, you click split. Okay, so you go to new codes, current practice in Malaysia, in Johor, current practice in Perak, or maybe, all right, and then you create. So, okay, you identify this is current practice in Johor. This is a statement for current practice in Perak. This statement is about current practice in Perak. And then this is current practice in Johor. And then you split the code. Alright. Okay, you have the... Okay, so you can see this is the code current practice in Johor. This is current practice in Perak. Definition of warehouse. Okay. Impact of MCO. Okay, you go to impact of MCO. Okay, all right. The impact of MCO, you identify that impact of MCO. You have four statements or four definition, or maybe four statements. Okay, the definition of warehouse. Okay, 5. Okay, so for you can you click here and then you will get the statement. All right. Okay, this is the statement of definition of warehouse. And then after this, okay, does you want to also you want to split? Split maybe definition of warehouse, or maybe in definition of warehouse from academician, definition of warehouse from practitioner. Okay, you identify the new codes. Okay, you want to also want to split definition of warehouse, split. Okay, new codes, definition of warehouse, academician, definition of warehouse, practitioner. Okay, you create, and then definition of this statement is about definition of warehouse academician, this practitioner, this academician, this practitioner, this academician. All right, and then you split the code. Okay, and then just the original code is no longer assigned to any quotation. Would you like to delete it? Yes or no lah. Okay, so this is your code. Okay, you will have you will completed your data analysis. All right. And then after split code, okay, I will show you some memos, okay, the function of memos. Okay, these memos seem like when you do your research, you need to uh, to uh, add some memos. Okay, you create free memos, new memos, RQ, RQ for your R1, maybe definition. All right, you create. All right, and then you go to definition. You add some memo. Okay, memo. This memo. Okay, you add limitation of study. For example, limitation of study. All right. Okay. So you want to add some memo. Okay. For this quotation. Okay. For this statement, you add some memo. Okay. You add memo here. So in definition, we also have a memo here. Okay. To be honest, I never use this memo. Okay. This is for your knowledge. It depends on you. It totally depends on your creativity, how you to interpret the data. Okay. All right. Okay. Oops. Okay. I want to another create limitation of data. Okay. For example. Okay. Okay. And then limit research from 2020, for example. Okay. And then you add here. Maybe you want to add here. You want to add here. Oh, okay. Maybe you want to add here. All right. For example, this is for example. All right. You use memo, and then maybe you want to create group of code. Okay. You see that maybe after you split the data, you want, we call it as mother of the code. Okay. So you create a group code, code of group. For example, current practice in Johor, current practice in Perak. This the we call it in Atlas.ti version 7, we call it as mother code. Okay. In version 8 and 9, code group. Okay. You want to add code group, current practice. Okay. So current practice. Okay. You drag current practice in Johor here. Okay. All right. How to create. Right. Okay. Current practice in Johor. Current practice in Perak. This is your code group. Okay. And then maybe you want to add new group. Staff is about your staff. So staff, you create groups about staff. So they have two codes, staff attitude and then staff perception. Okay, so this code is about staff. Okay, maybe you want to add another group, definition of warehouse. Definition of warehouse. Okay. Definition of warehouse. All right. So you drag here and then you drag here. Okay. All right. This is how you to create your code. All right. And then maybe you want to see the network hyperlink between these statements. All right. So we back to code manager. Okay. So code group, for example, you want to see your the statement of current practice in Johor. So you click here, you right click, and then you go to open network. So this is network, current practice in Johor. And then you right click and then add neighbor. Okay, you want to add quotation, the quotation. So this is the quotation of your network. Okay, so you can choose the network, your layout. Okay, tree or maybe hierarchical. Okay, right, hierarchical. All right. Okay, maybe you want to change the color here, maybe, and so on. Okay, all right. Okay, for example, I want to discuss staff attitude. Okay, so you want to create the network. You go to open network, staff attitude, and then you add neighbors. Go code. All right. Oh, add neighbors quotation. So this is the quotation that's explain about staff attitude. Okay, maybe you want to add staff perception also in this network. You can drag here, drag here. All right, staff perception and staff attitude. Okay, staff perception and staff attitude. So as I said just now, okay, you add neighbors and quotation. All right, this is the quotation for staff perception. Or maybe you want to add their group. Okay, group. Okay, so when we discuss about staff, okay, this is about staff perception, staff attitude, and this is under the umbrella of staff. All right. So you go to, for example, oh, the layout is not beautiful, so you can choose maybe circular, or maybe it's not good. Okay, orthogonal tree. Okay, or maybe you want to choose radial. Okay, maybe you want to choose 3, or maybe you want to choose perpendicular. Okay, maybe you want to choose organic. Okay, this is depend on you. All right. Yeah. This is your. Okay, maybe you want to add the same about definition of warehouse. Okay, you add here definition of warehouse. All right, and then you add neighbors, quotation, or maybe the codes. Okay, and then you go to quotation. Oh, quotation here. Quotation. This quotation. All right. Okay, this is the network of your study. Okay, fit to Windows. All right, maybe you can choose the layouts
Uh, hold on, guys. Let me try to contact Dr. Harry. Maybe got something wrong with his connection. Hold on, yeah. Alright, I just got some information from him. Okay, his internet got some problem. He trying to reconnect through the internet right now. So wait, sir.
Hello. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I lost the connection just now. Okay. So I want to share. Okay, what I we need to wait because I want to share the okay. Can I take a 5 minute breaks? 5 minutes, only 5 minutes. I don't know why I cannot share this the Atlas.ti interface. 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Sure,
Take
sure, sure. Take your time.
Okay. So can we continue?
Yes, you may
Okay.
continue.
All right. Maybe you want to add okay, you see that this statement is contradict each other. This statement, this and this. So you can link, or maybe you can create the link. So you see this, the circle, and then you create. All right. Okay. Contradict. Okay. This, or maybe this statement is contradict. Okay. Okay. This statement, you see this statement is contradict with this. All right. All right. This is statement. Okay. Maybe you see this statement is maybe okay, you can look at this. Maybe is expand, or maybe to explain or justify or support or continue by, contradict by, discuss, or maybe explain. Okay. This statement explain this. That's why you use the link, or maybe you want to you identify that this statement is maybe support or continue by. Okay. Or maybe this statement is explain, or maybe discuss, expand, justify, or maybe continue, maybe contradict. Okay, contradict. All right. For example. Okay, so you can change the layouts. Maybe this is your model, your structure of your research. Maybe organic. Okay. Maybe radial. All right. Okay, maybe you want to choose 3. Okay, this is your model. Okay. All right. Okay, maybe and at the last is to analyze the data. Analyze the data. Okay, you have this 3, or maybe this, maybe okay, this you use this. Okay. Okay, maybe you want this network model in your paper, and then just click export bitmap. Okay, and then you save in your laptop, and then okay, maybe you want to put in your in your thesis. So you just add the picture here. All right. Okay. In your Microsoft Word. All right. And then go to insert. Just as usual, insert the picture. And then this picture. These pictures. All right. Okay. Okay, the picture has been transferred. Insert in your thesis, for example. So you can expand. Okay. Okay, this is your model. This is your model or framework of your research. This is your knowledge. Maybe this is your result of your study. Okay. You will complete your research when you produce this framework for PhD level, or maybe for master's level. For undergraduate level, it's okay. Okay, for PhD level, it might be more complicated. Okay, this is a basic for your network, for your theoretical framework or conceptual framework. You also can develop your conceptual framework by using Atlas.ti. All right. And then, so finally, okay, you want to produce your report. Okay, you want to produce your report. I will show you several articles. Okay, several articles to show you how to do your report. Okay, for example, okay, okay. Okay, I want to show you several articles that show how to report the qualitative data. Okay, this is qualitative data. Maybe okay. This is to study about anti-bullying. Okay, no. It's not suitable. Maybe we use this. Okay, for example, qualitative interviewing of Malay caregivers, right? Okay. So you can report. Okay, this is the you do your you do your reports. Okay, for example, research finding. Okay, research finding. Okay, in your report, research results, and then results. Okay, and then first theme. Theme first is definition of warehouse. Okay. Okay. Okay, definition of warehouse. And then you have a sub-theme. Okay, sub-theme is academia, definition from academia. All right. And then you go to your Atlas.ti. Okay, definition of academician. So definition of warehouse from academician perspective. So you click here. Okay. All right. Okay, you can just copy and then put here. All right. Okay, or maybe you go to here. Oh, I don't know how to go to context. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay, definition of warehouse. Definition of warehouse, and then you copy. All right. Oh, no copy. Okay, I forgot to spot. No, not spot. Okay. Go to report. All right. I don't know why they do not appear in my. Okay, maybe this is academia. All right, and then you copy, yeah, statement. You copy, and then you paste here. Okay, this is the statement. Please put the comma. Okay, and then this. For example, according to participant here is no participant D1. Okay, D1. According to D1 warehouse is here. All right. Oh, maybe. Okay. Double dot. And then while participant, or maybe D2, explain that maybe definition of academician. Okay. Okay, definition of academician here. You copy, paste here. All right. While define warehouse is okay. Okay, this is your analysis. Okay, all right. Okay, and then subteam 3.1. Okay, for example, subteam 1.2 practitioner. All right. Subteam practitioner. All right. So you go to Atlas.ti and then you go to the definition of practitioner. All right. This is definition from practitioner perspective. All right. So you get the information. Okay. Definition of practitioner. All right. So you copy, paste. All right. Okay. For example. Okay. So you can write that according to D1. The ID is D1. Okay. For example, D1. According to D1. D1. Plus is well recognized. This is your okay. Normally, okay. D1. Okay. Maybe when we see that just okay. Okay. And then you go. You want to go to next definition of warehouse. Okay, this is definition of warehouse from practitioner. Okay. Okay, you copy here. Already highlighted. So you copy here. Oh, maybe. All right. Definition of practitioner. You copy and then you paste. Okay, this is the D3. While D3 explain that warehouse is okay, right. So this is how you write your report. And then after you write your report, please explain this statement. Please do not left without any explanation for your research or from your quotation. Please explain. Okay. All right. This is your results. How you produce, how you present your results. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the handouts for qualitative. I think I have explained all the information that you need. Maybe any question before we finish our last session? Okay. Before I finish, so I hopefully.
Alright,
Alright, my.
class. If you have any question, please do proceed with your question.
Okay. You can see our presentation. In my YouTube. Okay, this is my YouTube. You can look the presentation at my from my YouTube. Yeah. Okay. All right. First question, sir. If there any difference between Atlas.ti version 9 and Atlas.ti version 22? Okay. Atlas.ti is version 9. Atlas.ti is for qualitative. Version 22 is SPSS. 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 Oh, no. Okay. SPSS. SPSS. Version 22. Atlas.ti. Now, how about result analysis? Okay. Result analysis. Okay. This is your result analysis. Okay. You have done the analysis by using your Atlas.ti. Okay. This is your analysis. Okay. This is your analysis. Your analysis is thematic analysis. So from this thematic analysis, you produce this report. Okay. Wait. Okay. I repeat again. This is your thematic analysis. We do coding. We do analysis. We create the network. From this network, you create the report. The report is here, the result. You explain about thematic theme 1, definition of warehouse. This is the definition of warehouse. Okay, definition of warehouse. All right. We have practitioner perspective. We also have from academician perspective. So you create your report here. Your report here. All right. Your report, you explain about the first theme is definition of warehouse. Sub-theme, what academician said about warehouse. And then second sub-theme is practitioner, what practitioner said about definition of warehouse. This is your result. Your analysis is thematic analysis. Is it clear, Teh Chu Bun? Can explain one more time for the explanation after we paste the definition. All right. Okay, I want to show you this article. Okay. Okay. Maybe you can see this is one research that's apply qualitative. Okay. This is the statement, right? And then you explain. Okay, Malik's quotes demonstrate the importance of presenting a positive image to the broader community to counteract a negative stereotype. This is the explanation from the what you get. Okay, that's why qualitative is totally on the researchers. Okay, how you to elaborate, how you explain what you get. All right. See, I answer your question, Teh Chu Bun. Okay, maybe I will show you another another we call it as okay. Thematic analysis of the phenomenology of near-death experiences. Okay. Okay. This is the study near-death experiences. They use phenomenology. Okay. They use thematic analysis. Okay. Thematic analysis, validity, and etc. 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 Okay. Okay. Then okay. They use the thematic in term they use table. All right, description, darkness or body, so they explain. Okay, maybe this article, maybe we can choose another. I I love to use this article for data analysis, for example. All right, we just wait. What is discussed? Okay. They use ethnography. Okay. They use ethnography. So, okay. Maybe it's, all of you can understand what they said about. All right. Okay. They study maybe qualitative news. Okay. Right. This is how they explain the data analysis. Maybe I want to show you. Maybe wait. I need to show you the most article. Wait. Alright. Maybe this article. This article. Okay. First identify, then discuss it. They explain, and then the last they explain, they elaborate the data. However, this is important. Acknowledge that player in AF environments. Okay, this is how you interpret the data. It totally depends on you. All right. Okay. Any other question? Okay, clear? Okay. So thank you very much. Hopefully, okay. I want to show you my YouTube channel. Okay. You can write my name, write down my name, Muhammad Khairi Kamarudin. Okay. All the recorded session I have upload here. All right. This is my YouTube channel. You can subscribe. Okay. I have upload the our discussion before for quantitative and for optimize your work. So you can watch my video hit there. Okay. All right. So any question before we finish? What is different? We can copy quotation from what if we copy quotation? No, you can copy from Mendeley. You also can copy from Atlas.ti. But I repeat again, Mendeley is about how to facilitate you to do quotation. To do your references. But Atlas.ti is help you to do your data analysis. Data analysis for qualitative. You can also use Mendeley, or maybe you can do manually. You go to Microsoft Word and then you copy the transcribe. Okay, for example, this is the transcribe. Transcribe. Okay. So okay, this is your transcribe. Okay, now you want to do analysis manually. So you can do analysis manually. You just create the table, or maybe you can add review here. Okay, this is a definition the academia definition of warehouse. Okay, you can do it manually. Okay, but Atlas.ti is a tool to help you to do analysis. You can copy quotation from Mendeley or Atlas.ti. Okay, you but for me Atlas.ti you can copy directly. Okay, Mendeley is about how you manage your references for your article. Atlas.ti is about is software to do your data analysis. Okay. Okay, any question? Any other question? Okay, very good. So how we know our collected interview data is saturated? Okay, all right. Saturated data, there is no, we call it as no uh, uh, particular definition of data saturated. Okay, I will show you some article, an article that will help you to get data saturation. Okay, I will show you this article. I use this article to do my PhD. Okay, we call it as comparative method for team saturation. We call it as CHOMET. All right, data saturation. Use this technique. Okay, how to do this technique? Just follow this step. Follow this steps. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, just follow this technique. Okay, identify interview 1, interview 2. Okay, you get until you will never get new teams. Okay, you never get a new teams. So we consider as saturated data. Okay, you never get any new information. All right. Okay, for me, okay, my suggestion, all right, for qualitative, for undergraduates is better not more than 10. Okay, 5 is okay. Okay, as long as you you can do your data saturated by yourself. It totally depends on you. Okay. All right. So, any other question? I answer you at my. Okay. You can use this article. The article we call it as comparative method for team saturations. To understand either your data is saturated or not. Okay. Okay, any question before we finish? I want to attend another meeting. Okay. So, Afwan, I have completed this session.